So welcome back to DecoyNoise, where we're doing more r/am I the antagonist and taking it to Decoy Court because sometimes these cases demand a retrial. So today's featured post is, am I the antagonist if I never let anyone in my work know that I'm married? So before we get into the story today, I also want to make sure you guys are subscribing down below to join that Decoy Koi pond, but as I'm always saying, turning the notifications on because I don't want this to be a regular YouTube channel. I want this to be a personal relationship. Like I'm your buddy Decoy and I text message you directly on your phone. I got some drama. We got to talk about it right now and let's have a good time. Take a break from whatever you're doing. So let's go ahead and get to the story right now. And they already said that they are the antagonist, but I kind of think that I'm going to have the opposite reaction. So let's go ahead and read this. OP says, I work as a teacher and I'm one of the teachers that pretty much doesn't associate with the coworkers apart from lunch. I keep my life separate from work. I've been at the school for 3 years, and while I've made friends there, the topic of my wife has never come up, and I never brought her up. I don't wear a ring either. I've been saying technically true things to their questions on if I'm doing anything, like just saying I'm spending time with family or something or the other. We've been teaching online for about 2 months now, and my wife stopped by the house while I was on a Zoom meeting. My coworkers asked me who the woman that passed by was, and she just said, "Hi everyone, I'm wife's name." They ask again who she is, and she says she's my wife. The meeting is now interested in this, and they say in shock that they never knew I was married. My wife left, and when she came back home, she got mad that I never told my coworkers about her. I think it's none of their business. Said some BS about hiding her and other emotionally charged stuff, and now we're not talking too much. Am I the antagonist for that? So taking this case and rushing it over to Decoy Court because this one deserves it is, okay, Reddit is saying they're the antagonist, but I am that type of person where with close friends, very talkative podcasts, I ramble on for 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and I have no problem with that because I do feel like I have a lot to say and I just talk a lot. But at work, when I'm trying to do my job, and I'm trying to do my job the best I can, oftentimes I can be somewhat antisocial, work a lot on the computer, very focused on like a single objective oftentimes. So I do get that you just don't share your personal life. Like you're going to carve out some friends at work that you're close with, but for the, if you work in a large office building where there is, 800 employees, it just becomes easy to be like, okay, everybody's moving around all the time and getting transferred in, transferred out. I just don't develop those type of relationships. So I don't sit there and I know that there are the people in the office that pop in every day and want to tell you what they did last weekend. They want to tell you what their daughter did. They want to tell you what their mother was saying or what their friends did last weekend. Or they always have something they want to share about their life. And I sometimes just have a little bit less of an inclination to do that because I don't know, maybe that's just my personality type. I don't feel the need to do that. Get enough of that out over here with my close friends. So I don't see this as someone saying, oh, I'm hiding my wife, I'm hiding my life, I'm hiding anything from anybody. It's just they don't want to. They're an introvert. They don't want to expel the energy to say, okay, yeah, my wife did this, because they know if they bring it up, if they bring up that they bought a puppy, or they bring up the fact that they just bought a new car, everybody's going to ask them everything about the puppy, what kind of breed it is it house trained, is it smart, what does it eat, or your car, do you recommend the same car, how much you pay for it, where'd you get it from? And they don't want to do that. They just want to do their job and go home. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that as long as that person's a productive person at work that does their job, earns their paycheck, and whatever. Does it mean they're trying to hide the fact they have a puppy? Does it mean they're trying to hide the fact that they have a new car? No, it's just that's not in their personality type. So I could see why they wouldn't be the antagonist, and it's just not a part of their personality. You can't berate somebody because I don't even want to say shy, because they're reserved. So that's my personal opinion. I imagine Reddit is going to blast me for that, but I'd say that decoy defense, what would be the inverse of that? What would make OP the terrible person in this situation? And it was like, they said a Zoom meeting. Now, Zoom meeting is is open-ended. Like, Zoom meeting could be 2 people, Zoom meeting can be 83 people. Was this a Zoom meeting between, said coworkers asked who that woman was? Well, was this just him straight up sitting back, having a glass of wine, talking to, 2 of his female coworkers, and they're talking about it, and this girl walks by, and like, who is that? I don't know, who is that? I thought we were gonna go out for drinks. Did you have a girl over right now? Like, what's going on? And he says he doesn't wear a wedding ring. Is that because he's not wearing a wedding ring all the time, or does he just go to the office and take the wedding ring and put it in his pocket and kind of try to get a suntan so it doesn't look like he's hiding anything? That would be very different. And also, I remember reading this up there. He's a school teacher and then couldn't spell the word separate correctly. So what exactly is he teaching? What is he doing over there? Is he there's so many questions coming around here or whatever, but I could say contextually it would mean everything. If he's hanging out with these people socially and he's getting to know them and like, telling intimate details about his life, but just always omits the fact that he has a wife and just says, oh, that's my cousin when they look at pictures on his social media, that would make him the antagonist. But in the real world of not decoy defense, if he's just like, I don't like to share anything, I think he said he only just likes to have lunch with them and goes home, doesn't want to share anything else, he wouldn't be the antagonist. So I'm going to go ahead and say, against Reddit's ultimate decision, yes, he's not the antagonist. I can't see why he would be, because maybe I could see where he's coming from in the sense of, hey, I don't like to share my entire life story with work acquaintances. But we'll take a short break right now. I want to hear what you guys are thinking, and honestly, the question of the day would be, what is something that you just don't want to share with your coworkers? Like, where's the line? Do you want to tell them that you're married? You want to tell them that you have a family? Or you just want to be, hey, I go to work. I have my work friends. I have my work colleagues, and I have my friends at home. I don't like to mix the two of them. Are you someone that just wants to have all your friends at work? Or are you someone that wants to have a separate, work, friends, family? It's 3 separate groups. They're nice little pods. They meet all of your needs, and you just don't like to mix them up. Let me know what that is and take that short break. But let's go ahead and go to the prosecution, which is the top comment saying, you're the antagonist for calling your wife's feelings and concerns BS, which is true. That is something I kind of grazed over, is just like she thought that she was being hidden, and he just kind of like, I didn't really care about it. And the reply to that was, right, she even left and talked to him hours later after she had a chance to think about it, and he still tries to write off what she said as emotionally charged BS. OP is either sexist or incredibly ignorant, or both. So there's some pretty high accusations over there, but it's like, that's why I could kind of see it from them, where just because what you find important doesn't mean that everybody else finds it important. Just because, like, hey, look, it's are you hiding somebody from them? Like, I gave the puppy or the car analogy, just because they don't like to share their life with people they don't genuinely care about. I see OP as someone that just doesn't care what his coworkers think of them, or doesn't want the coworkers to get involved in their life. So yeah, of course he's not hiding it. He's just like, no, I don't care. It's not a fun way to use his time, in his opinion. His wife having a problem with it, I could see where maybe he should be a little bit more catering to her needs and catering to her concerns and her feelings. So I could see why that would be a thing. But I also could see on the inverse of that, it's like, okay, if you've been married to somebody for a long time, if you're dating somebody brand new, yeah, you want to try to tiptoe around their feelings and around eggshells. But if they know each other, I think that they both kind of have a general expectation as to how they act. If the wife has been married to them for, let's say, like 5 years or so, they should probably have a good handle as to how they act at work. I imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. You can drop in the comments if you think I'm a total jerk, but let's go ahead and see the top controversial comment saying, no antagonist here, but you got to see that your wife feels very hurt because she feels if she isn't a big enough part of your life to mention to your coworkers of 3 years, don't dismiss me her feelings. You may not have intentionally hidden her from your coworkers, but she feels hidden. I'm sure coworkers often share their personal lives with each other. That's how friendships form. And probably she doesn't understand that you're someone who doesn't talk about their personal lives at all. Help her understand that you're that person. Don't make her feel ridiculous for feeling the way she does. Many spouses would feel hurt in your wife's position. And honestly, this is a negative 4-point reply, but if I was that person and I was married to someone, just didn't share my personal life with coworkers because I just wasn't interested in getting to know them that way, I would probably need to hear somebody like this controversial comment saying, hey Decoy, you're being a jerk right now. Just because you don't find it important and valuable doesn't mean your wife doesn't. Here's some many reasons why she feels hidden. Here's the many reasons why you need to kind of coddle her emotions because you're being very callous to her. That would be the best way for someone to learn how to become a better person. Not the other one saying, you're sexist, you're ignorant, and just getting angry and downvoting this person and saying, you're the antagonist here. It probably takes someone that has a bit of, emotional, I don't know the word, emotional awareness, just being able to speak to both parties even if they're not on the same side. I'm not big on the whole dating books and the astrology and stuff, but I do know there's a book called, the 5 love languages, where they say, oh yeah, some people want physical touch, some people want affection, words of affirmation, or gift giving, and this kind of seems like it applies. Like they just want words of affirmation probably, and the OP has a different way they express their affection for somebody. So it would make sense that would be just a situation of just poor communication. Not even the worst communication, because it seems like this isn't like a end-all fight. He didn't say I'm sleeping on the couch and she went to go stay with her sister. It just seems like they're kind of irritated at each other, which couples argue. It's not the end of the world. I'm very surprised that nobody in this Reddit comment section is saying, oh, lawyer up, hit the gym, you gotta divorce her now, she's probably cheating on you, dude. Like that's the common answer or whatever. So kudos to Reddit for kind of growing up and that's in that way of not just going to the nuclear option, but also no, I don't like the fact that you guys are giving the OP the thing where you just it's his name calling now because he's not good at communicating well. So I guess at this point in time I'm at a mix of my original you're not the antagonist and a mix of slightly the antagonist, because maybe OP should kind of pick up on just the fact that just because it's not important to OP or a person like me, but it is important to the wife, so it would be important to kind of have a discussion with it. So that's why I feel like whenever you guys are watching my videos and you think I'm wrong, just come to me, just drop your opinion down below, say that, hey Decoy, you're missing it wrong, this is why you're the wrong person, and I'm never gonna sit there and be like, okay, block that guy and downvote that guy. No, I want to hear people that have genuine opinions and then can express them, and maybe I can learn to become a better person, because that's what the Decoy Pond is just a place on the internet where, yes, we can disagree, but we're not going to fight each other. We're not going to, no one on the Decoy Pond is just going to berate you and say, oh, you're a sexist pig and you're wrong, you're ignorant or something, because that's not helping. We all know that. And the Decoy Pond, even though we're only 2.5k deep, we're just kind of, I say, a superior internet, because we don't try to get our way through just online bullying, for lack of a better word. So, if you want to be a part of that, subscribe, put the notifications on, because I really do feel like this has become a situation where you work from home, you don't get to school and offices anymore, you see your friends a little bit less, and it is important to have that personal connection where this is like a video call. It only goes one way, but you guys can still text message me back on the comment section. So I feel like this is still an important thing for people to have in their lives, especially when it's a relaxing, casual thing. Like, there's crazy things in politics, there's crazy things in the world, there's things where, like, when are you going to get to go back to school, when is your office building going to open up, when can you get a different job? There's lots of stuff going on that's stressful, and it's nice to have situations like this. I'm kind of laid back, I'm relaxed, we're just having a good time. I think you deserve that at least twice a day. So as always, please make sure you like it. Please make sure you guys are enjoying that sweet outro music that I have, and maybe sharing it with someone that might like this content as well. But if nothing else, go ahead and click that link over there, because that's a video that the Google algorithm thinks that you will like as well. By the way, I don't like the tigers at all, but I like this font for the D, the DecoyNoise. I think it's cool.